Good morning, everybody. Today is the 25th of July, 2020. This is Rick, also known as Duke City Devil Dog. I am in Limon, Colorado, or some people would say Limon, but most people I hear use the easier version for them to say is Limon. We're in Limon, Colorado. It is 59 degrees outside. It's been a rough day and a half. Some good, some bad, but just a lot of waiting. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it in a second. All right, anybody, everybody, gosh, I'm a little tired. So a couple things we're gonna talk about real quick before we get on the road. So I got repowered off of my last load, the load that I had out of California. I got repowered off of that in Denver. Okay. When I swapped trailers, I did an inspection of the trailer that I was picking up, and I always do that. Check the tires, check the reefer, check the stat, all that stuff, so I know. Well, the biggest issue with the trailer was that one of the outside right tires, the outside right rear, was low on air. In fact, to the point where it had started to pull away from the bead. And what happens is that in this trailer that I'm actually on right now, it has an auto inflate system that keeps the pressure on there. So usually what that means is if you're low on that or it's starting to pull away from bead, it means that there's a leak in the tire. And then it was also showing, once I connected to it, that there was a leak. You can't tell really when you're driving, because what happens with it, even though it started to pull away from the bead, once the auto inflate kicked in, it reinflated the tire, got it up to pressure, kept it at pressure because it kept pumping air to it. And so I went to a TA and I waited 4 hours, and then they called me to the door, and then I was like, okay, because I had an appointment I had to get to, and I'll tell you what the appointment was in a second. If you watched yesterday, you know what it was, but anyway. So I pull up to the door, and then there's already a truck in the door, and they started lining people up. They had basically one tech that was doing all the tire work, and he was working on 3 trucks. And so he goes, well, it's probably gonna be 4 more hours or so. And I was like, well, I gotta get down the road. I got a couple things I gotta get done. So let me take it and go. Let me call and see if I can take it farther down the road, because it's got air in it. It is at inflation. It just, once you stop, it's going to start losing air. Not rapidly, but gradually. So Road Rescue said that's fine. And I had already made an appointment and already got my truck washed and the trailer washed to head up to Careers Worldwide, where I went to CDL school to go do a school visit, and I'm really glad that I did that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later, because I didn't film the video that I wanted to film when I was there, because all of a sudden it started to rain, and also I just got so involved with the students, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit too. But anyway, so we got out here to Limon. Got them fixing that, but it just totally messed up my sleep. Then, not to help, once I got in the truck and I was able to get at least 6 hours, I forgot to put on my CPAP. I don't care what people say about CPAP. So many people, they have problems with it and whatever, and everybody does. When I first got a CPAP machine decades ago, I couldn't use it. I just couldn't. They weren't that good. The technology wasn't that good. I just couldn't use it. Now I have trouble not using it. Because I can tell it's going to be a rough day. If I was having to drive at night, I would be hurting. I just couldn't do it. But luckily I get to drive all during the day today, so it's not too bad. Anyway, so I'm a little bit tired. We are running down to Dodge City, Kansas. Our load is ready down there. We got notified. The DLD was tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. But good, because then we can get it, get hooked up to it, get it running. Because if not, we weren't. it was going to be hard to make it on time. And then we're going to head down to Laredo, Texas. So anyway, we will talk to you on the road, and I hope you guys are having a great morning. Good morning, everybody. We are on US 287 going south, and we'll take a turn when we get to Lamar, Colorado. But we have 264 miles to go to Dodge City to our pickup, and as soon as we get that picked up and do all of our paperwork and everything, we'll get running that for roughly about 6 hours, give or take. Run that for about 6 hours and get it down the road. That should be just about perfect for us. That'll give us good to run in tomorrow, and be ready for delivery on Monday morning. So just to give you a heads up, and we've talked about this before, but U.S. highways, So if you drive for Stevens Transport, or you drive for a company that moves meat out of the meat patch, especially out of Kansas, you're going to be spending some time on US 287. If you're running to Denver from Dallas or from the southeast or the Gulf states, you're going to probably spend some time on 287 over here. It's just the route that provides the shortest distance to Denver, and that said, it may not take you less time, but it will be a shorter distance. So there's a trade-off in that. So because as you'll know and you've seen before, we're going to go through some small towns here where we're going to have to go from doing, the speed limit of 65, moving it down to all the way down to probably about 30 or 25 miles an hour as we go through these towns, and then back up. So you're going up and down in speed. So it is something that you work on, and it's something that you gotta get used to doing. So if you're with a trainer, and I'll tell you this is my belief. If you're with a trainer, especially if you're here at Stevens, but with other companies too, but if you're with Stevens and you're at level 4, 5, or 6, and they're not letting you start to drive on some of these U.S. highways, they're doing you a disservice. That's my belief, because when you get out on your own, even in grad fleet, you're going to spend some time on these U.S. highways, and if you're not used to driving them, it is going to be rough for you. This right here is actually pretty wide for a U.S. highway, for a 2-lane U.S. highway. It's pretty decent size, but you'll get some places where it starts to get a lot tighter, and especially if there's any kind of construction or anything, it'll start to get really tight, and you gotta to have some confidence moving your truck through there and your trailer through there. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. If we see anything really interesting, we'll pick it up here, and if not, we'll see you when we get to Dodge City. Hello everybody. Hey, we are just north of Lamar, Colorado, over here in southeastern Colorado. We went from where we were in Limon, and when you first start out from there, you just have these bare, wild grass plains that are brown, and not a lot growing out there that isn't just natural sort of grassland, but pretty brown, and you get out here towards Lamar, and you start to get back into farmland, and it starts to turn green again, and you see different crops. I don't know if this is, I see wheat out, not wheat, but hay out here, but it looks like corn, but I'm not sure, but I believe this is corn over here, and I'm not sure what else they grow out here, but it is green, and it is nice, and beautiful area of the country. One of these days I'd love to stop. There's a few restaurants out here that are in these small towns, and most of them have some truck parking just to stop, grab something to eat. If I wasn't, in a hurry, that's what I'd sort of do. If my load wasn't ready, if I knew it wasn't going to be ready for a little bit, I'd probably stop and grab something. But right now, we do want to make a stop, though. I want to stop at a Walmart. I do need to get a few supplies, but other than that, we will see you down the road a little bit. One of the things you're going to see out here as you get close to Lamar is cattle, beef, feed yards out here. Tons and tons of feed yards. So we're going to see as you get down here, southeastern Colorado, into Kansas, Nebraska, same way, parts of Oklahoma, Texas, beef, and more beef. So
continue on US 287.
Alright, we'll catch you a little bit. Well, everybody, welcome to Dodge City, Kansas. You got a few interesting things. You have the Boot Hill Casino and Hotel over here. You got the Boot Hill Museum. Of course, Dodge City, of course, was very famous in the Old West. Also famous if you're a fan of Gunsmoke, either the radio show or the TV show, or maybe you had parents or grandparents who really enjoyed it. Marshall Matt Dillon and Miss Kitty and everybody. That was set here in Dodge City, Kansas. So, but welcome to Dodge City. As you come up here on the left, you're going to see the Boot Hill Museum, and you can go and check out some other stuff. Little vehicle there. So right up here a little ways, the Dodge House Hotel, Restaurant, and Saloon. Cool. Not sure what is and what is not open here as far as restaurants. Last time I was out here, the restaurants, of course, were only open to takeout, which is rough, especially because it's a big, great place to get a steak. The Bad Habit Sports Bar and Grill. I like that. The Bad Habit. There you go. Just call it what it is. The I Don't Care Family Restaurant and Sports Bar. The I Don't Care. The Bad Habit and the I Don't Care. Gotta love what people come up with, right? So anyway, I saw a food truck a little while ago on the way over here that said authentic Mexican food. Tacos, tortas, burritos, quesadillas, tostadas, and snow cones. So I had no idea that snow cones were authentic Mexican food, but anyway. So now, if you go left here on 14th Street and go up that way, then you get to Walmart and stuff, and some more of Dodge City going that way. And we're going to keep running just for a few more minutes because straight ahead you'll just as we get to, you'll see like a white tower there. I think that's right near there, where the Boot Hill Museum and that area is, and it's walking, a place to walk and check out stuff and all of that. So, but that you notice a lot, and you'll see, and if you haven't seen on the videos, and if you're going to drive a truck, you're going to find out that a lot of these processing plants seem pretty out of the way, especially for us, because they're of course they're situated near where you know the feed farms are, or you know the chicken farms are, or whatever. And so because they're near there, that's where they process them. Those aren't always near major interstates or major highways, and it's not always easy to get to them. So once you pick up something, then you gotta spend a little bit of time running a different way, and running on these U.S. highways and stuff. So you'll see right ahead to your left, you'll see where it says Boot Hill. You should be able to see that. There's museum parking there, and you can go check out all that.
In a quarter mile, be in the right lane, then turn right on North 2nd Avenue.
Okay. So anyway, we're going to, we will see you in a little bit, all right? Hey everybody, we just left Dodge City, Kansas. Took a while to get our trailer, the trailer we had parked, because it was so crowded where they parked those that need to be washed out. Then it took us a while to get our trailer out of where it needed to go and into the line, so we spent quite a while there. We still got 6 hours though of run time, and we're going to make just about the most of it. We'll run about 5 hours and 15 minutes of that. Our goal is to get to Childress, Texas. That's going to leave us 550 miles tomorrow, but that should be fine. We should be in good shape because we'll be able to leave pretty early. Yeah, give or take, we should be able to leave a decent time, 7 o'clock in the morning or so, and run it really hard into Laredo. So that said, this is a new road that we're traveling. We're on US 283, and I have not been on this road before, so it should be something interesting to see. But you can see how green the fields are here for the most part in Kansas. It's a beautiful state. I've had a chance to drive around this state a little bit, especially up in the northeastern part. So Wichita north to Salina, and then east through Manhattan, Kansas, to Topeka, and then south back to Wichita, and to cover those. But it is a beautiful state, and we're gonna see a new part of it today. So I'm excited about that. If I see anything that I think that you might enjoy, we'll come on back. If not, our stop should be in Childress, Texas. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Well, welcome to Laverne, Oklahoma. The home of the Laverne Tigers. Just reading the sign. Not like I knew that, but just nice little community. I don't know how big it is, but one towards Shattuck. Ooh. Shattuck before. We may see if we can stop and check this out. All right. Anyway, we're going through Laverne, Oklahoma, and we're gonna check this out and see how it goes. But it's a nice day. Really a nice day. I love these small communities. They're just mean, I grew up in a small community, probably not this small. I mean, this is probably a lot smaller than where I grew up, but still beautiful. These are beautiful places to grow up, so. Well, that's different. So there's a sign on that place that says beer, tobacco, and dip. I think that's interesting. So, all right. We will catch you in a little bit. Hey everybody, this is Shattuck, Oklahoma. Pastor here before, but don't know if we're going the same way. Holy Name Catholic Church. Cool. This little tiny church. Check to see what we got here. So we're going to stop at a place up here. I saw this last time I came through. We're going to Sonic, but this is a little bit different. They actually have a stall for trucks. This is going to be interesting. We're going to figure out how to get into this. Oh yeah. Watch this. Check this out. A little bit higher. It's not quite high enough for it, but still, we're gonna work. All right, I'll be back with you in a minute. Hey everybody, this is Rick, also known as GCW. I am in Shattuck, Oklahoma, and there's Emily Rose behind me. But check this out. What we're next to? Sonic Drive-In. They actually have a drive-up for trucks and RVs here. I've seen one other in Muskogee, Oklahoma. But yeah, you can drive up here and you can get food and eat it in the whole bit, and it's cool. I drove past here about a week ago and saw it, and this time I knew I was driving by. I thought I'd stop and check it out, but we'll take some other video and show you just so you can see. But how cool is this? No, just cool. I mean, this is a little bit lower. The one in Muskogee is a little bit taller, but still nice, and there's plenty of room to maneuver. That's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm gonna eat my food, and we'll get back with you in a little while. Okay, everybody, that was just too cool. I mean, it sounds like it's, it's just sort of, one of those things that, hey, we went to Sonic, but be able to pull this truck up to a stall at Sonic and grab dinner, and grab a little treat, that's just too cool. Just can't can't help it. No, I'm tickled right now with that. So that's just, you know, I've driven past it once, and I thought, and when I found out I was going past it again, I was like, I've got to stop. I just have to stop. And it's not hard to get in and out of. Just take the turns wide. Take the turns very wide. If you're, you know, you get it in and out of there with the 53-foot trailer, no problem. Anything lower than that, probably not. But take the turns wide and hug the curb as you're leaving. Just and make sure that you clear your back tandem so you don't knock over the ordering station there. You'd hate for something to happen to it where you wouldn't be able to use it anymore. But I think there's a story about it. If I find it, I'll link it to on the description below, and go from there. So anyway, we'll check it out. You know, check it out if you're driving through Shattuck. Even if you're driving just a regular car, you drive through there, stop by, thank them for taking care of truckers. You know, because that's just a neat thing to do. And you can pull in there with an RV too, if you have an RV or something like that. That's what that's designed for too. So just to make it easier to stop and get Sonic. So appreciate it. All right, we'll see you in Childress. Yeah, everybody, we're getting ready to come into one of the prettiest little towns that I've seen, especially out here in the Midwest, or you know, and we're headed into Canadian, Texas. And Canadian, Texas is named after the Canadian River that is a tributary of the Arkansas River that runs through here. A couple things I'm gonna share with you as we go through. One of the first things is called the Canadian Historic Wagon Bridge, and just to let you know, I find it a little ironic that one of the most patriotic displays that I've seen driving around the country happens to come from Canadian, Texas. So if you're gonna look over to your right in a minute here, you're gonna start to see a bridge, and it is said it's a little bit off. Just give me a few, but it's a bridge that we're just a little ways away from it. But I wanted to be able to tell you about it. So this bridge originally, where this bridge was, there were a couple of bridges that were built in the 1880s that washed away when the Canadian River overflowed its boundaries, its banks, and they decided in around 1916 to build a permanent bridge. And the original bridge included 17 different trusses, and over time it was expanded to 21 different trusses. That means sections. And you're going to see here on the Canadian River, you're going to see to your right a little bit here in a minute. We're going to see if we can get a little look at it. Maybe pick up something over here. But anyway, so you can see it there to your right. But look at all the flags as you go. You got to look back a little bit, but you'll see it come out again here. We're going a little bit slower, but there's no traffic. But all the flags on this bridge. Now, it used to carry traffic, motorized traffic, until about 1950, and then they deemed it too narrow for the current vehicles that were out there. And but you can see there's now 21 different trusses, which are sections, and the total length of the bridge, the whole bridge itself, is about 5/8 of a mile. But you can walk it. You can walk it now. You can ride bikes on it. You can hike it. You can do that kind of stuff. You just can't take motorized vehicles on it. But that's the historic Canadian wagon bridge. And but one of the things that I just the flag, the display of the flags are just really motivating. There's a little part that goes with here. There's a really nice rodeo grounds right here as we take this turn. You'll see it to your left. There's a golf course over here too, but there's a rodeo ground right here to your left. You can see the stands just to the left right here, and that's pretty cool. And this is a nice little community of Canadian Texas, and we're just gonna drive through it and check it out a little bit. Population 2,649 in the city itself. Just so you know, we are on US 60, and that goes straight through here. Cattle Exchange, legendary Texas dining. The Stumbling Goat, subs, pizza, burgers, and wings. There's a garden center right there. There's a sign, I don't know if you read it, it said, "You can't buy happiness, but you can buy plants." That's cool. Anytime you go through a town and most of the businesses are named after the town, you got Canadian Donuts, the Canadian Motel, the Canadian Restaurant, you know, all this stuff like that. It's just neat to see. And I believe the high school here in Canadian is the mascot is the Wildcat, I believe. We still got 106 miles to go until we're going to shut down in Childress, Texas, and for the night. That's going to leave us 550 miles to run tomorrow, which we should be able to do. No problem. We'll have plenty of time to do it. We get back 10 hours at midnight. We're going to try to save about 3 hours of time off of today's clock, off of what we have left. So that should give us about 13 hours tomorrow. So we should be able to run our full, 10 to 11 hours to get to Laredo, our stage, so we can deliver first thing Monday morning. And then it looks like we're going to take a 34 more than likely once we get done with delivering to Laredo. So we'll figure out from there. I like that sign that said that it was pushing people to buy local. I don't know if you saw it. It said buy local because Amazon sure as heck won't be sponsoring your kid's baseball team. I thought that's pretty interesting. But anyway, we are leaving Canadian Texas, and like I said, our next stop is going to be in Childress, Texas. If we see anything else, we'll bring it up to you and go from there. We'll talk to you in a few.